Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I would like to welcome you to another episode of Volcano Underground Radio, the livest underground radio show that you will ever find broadcasting on the internet. Coming directly to you from the YouTube page. And make sure that you hit the like, share, and subscribe button as well at the bottom right corner or bottom left corner. Whatever you happen to see is right down around there. I am your boy Volcano, sitting here with your boy John.
Yeah, what up, though?
And also sitting here with your boy Skids. Yeah, and we have another episode of liveness and everything that we want to bring to y'all today. So make sure y'all strap in and, of course, tell your folks, let everybody know where they need to be, which is right here on Volcano Underground Radio. Now,
Skids, before you start, Skids, I know we get Kano for his wedding present. A fucking pedicure. Look at this nigga's toes. That shit is ridiculous. We taking this nigga to get a mani-pedi. His nigga toes is
that's messed up. That's messed up. Hey,
what are those?
What are those? It's cool, though. It's cool. I'll be all right.
It look like you pick up fish out the ocean with them
bitches. Like, wow, that's fucked up.
Today with Bear Grylls.
No, that's horrible. But no, man. I mean, you know, I try to keep my stuff straight. You know what I'm saying?
I don't. No, you don't.
Look, they just a little dry.
Let that shit go, man.
Dog, half of your big toe is the nail is gone.
Oh yeah, I did that. Hopefully you ain't had to go through that.
Let that shit go, man.
Yeah, you know, and
put your Bruce Lee shoes back on, man.
They put my anybody as my queen call them. Like
put your karate slippers back on.
put my anybody shoes back on, man. Low key, these are Crocs. These are the most comfortable shoes I've thrown on.
Them karate shoes.
Yeah, these is the Bruce Lees. But check this out. All right, so it's been a great week and everything. You didn't see us last week. We had to change a couple things around here, but
that's what's
I want to. Holy shit! You hung? No, he just ate.
I just ate.
So
he's gonna try to play that shit off like.
Yeah, I'm gonna let it go.
We were. I was just blessed to have a mom's was in town. So we've been chilling with her, and we had a family reunion and had a lot of folks that came up. Shouts out to everybody from St. Louis and Mississippi and California and Vegas, which is mom's, and Chicago. Everybody was in the house in St. Louis and Milwaukee, actually. So we had a lot of folks that came in town, and we got a chance to party, hang out, and it was really a good amount of discussion and talk about the city of Detroit, because this was, how typically you go and do your reunions. You probably do a little tour bus, go around, see the little areas and everything like that, but you seeing it from the bus. Most of the time ends up being spent in your hotel or little banquet halls and things like drunk, playing cards and everything at the hotel. Well, this is one occasion where we all got a chance to really get out and see the city and, bring folks out for the sake of trying to see the city. And usually people come in, we'd be out in Southfield or whatever and chilling out there. But now here it is, we right in the heart of stuff. There wasn't any festivals or anything going on, but there was a lot of stuff popping. You had Cube at the 3-on-3 basketball game going on. There was a couple concerts. There was 4 concerts and everything jumping off all this weekend. Yeah, I mean all that last weekend. So we go down there, and the food and everything was great. We got to walk around a little bit, see some of the stuff. A lot of people always talked about Pizza Populous and all the rest of it. So it's basically we have our staples of food that people wanted to come and check out, and that's everywhere. Even when I go to places, look, take me, if I go to Cali, take me to where y'all get the motherfucking corner store burgers or the little
Roscoe's.
Yeah, the Roscoe's or some shit like that. Shoot me through to the hood where I know that the shit is really popping, and I can see exactly what's going on.
What is our hood spots that's popping though, food wise?
Our
BB's.
hood spot,
BB's. When they open,
BB's is one, but Buddy's.
But Buddy's ain't a hood spot. It's
not.
Chain.
It's a.
And they got Buddy's in Farmington.
Yeah, BB's. They just got to be open though.
Asian corned beef.
I don't really think that's a hood spot.
It's in the hood.
It is in the hood. Shit, it's on school crap.
But not a. No, it's one right. Well, yeah, it's
Yeah, it's one
another.
on Conan and everything.
It's a couple of
Scotch
them.
Castle caught on fire, son.
When?
The Happy's Pizza caught on fire and it
Oh,
burnt
that's
up.
in there. That's a job. That's an insurance job.
It burnt up Scotch Castle and shit too. Anyway, hood staple like spot for us to go to. I guess you can try to say. I don't want to say no Cuzzo. I never been to Cuzzo, so I can't really say it.
I'm not gonna go to Cuzzo's because you gotta wait too long to sit down and eat. Like, it's like a ridiculous wait time.
I've been to Cuzzo's. It's not nasty, but it ain't.
Is it
fire.
worth the wait? Is it
No.
worth- that's what I'm saying.
No, it's not worth the wait.
It's just the name, pretty much.
Yeah,
It's a Cuzzo's is a tourist attraction. Like, you know what I'm saying? The yuppies go there for the experience.
Oh,
But
yeah.
to
I'm
me,
good.
the food is not, like I said, the food is not nasty, but it ain't great either. It ain't
Okay.
like, oh, I got to go to Cuzzo's.
Yeah.
No.
no, okay.
I can get some Lego my Egos and
Yeah,
fry up. Like, to me, I'd rather go to Honest John's than go to Cuzzo's.
I was gonna say, Honest
Nah,
John's
Honest-
to me has a better selection of food. They food better than a lot of places.
Yeah.
Yeah, Honest John's will be, but that's not a hood spot. That's really a popping spot because it's right there
I would
off
say
the campus
I would
of
say
like Wayne
Honest
State.
John's is one of those diamond in the rough spots that nobody
But
really
yeah, I
knows
would
about.
take, like, if I had some people my age come in from out of town that want to just go somewhere, you know what I'm saying,
And
like
get
a
an
nice little
experience.
spot, I would take them to Honest
Yeah,
John's.
because you walk in
Like-
the bathroom
like-
alone
I
is
wouldn't
the
take
spot.
like my grandparents there, it's nothing like that.
To
Yeah.
me, if anybody comes in, I say you got to have either a Detroit Coney or
Definitely gotta go to Lafayette.
You definitely got, and which I was trying to take them, Lafayette Coney Island, and a corned beef spot.
Yeah.
Because this is the main spot. We have like the best water that is better for making the corned beef. So if that's anything that you really need to try, is that Chinese gonna be Chinese, even though I think it's better here. But
No, not all Chinese is Chinese though. I done had some nasty ass Chinese
it's-
food.
yeah,
It's some
you
Chinese
got to pick and
spots
choose.
that'll-
You got to
that'll
pick and
murder
choose
your
that shit.
stomach.
Yeah.
Right, exactly. But like a bread basket for
They
Coney
fell
Island.
off to
bread
me.
basket.
They used to be good,
Yeah, they not.
but they
not
fell
fire
off. To
me.
me, the best corned beef right now is High Grade Deli.
What
Off
is that?
Michigan, it's off Michigan Avenue, past going down past Old Tiger State.
These are the senseless plugs and shit.
Yeah, free advertising for them. But it's, to me, it's the only problem with High Grade is they close at 3:00 in the afternoon. But it
Detroit
is so
shawarma.
good.
Them shawarmas is different from everybody else's.
Yeah, because
Bucharest. Yeah, that's what I meant. Bucharest.
Bu-
But
nah,
Detroit shawarma
nah,
is cool.
nah.
I'm just talking about for people out of town.
Bucharest is not real to me.
What you mean?
Which means not real.
I mean, if I can go to like Royal Kebab or like where the actual non-stripper black chicks is working and the real holla hollas
They
is
do
behind
be-
her.
I mean,
They
see,
do.
You wildin', but they be
They
having
do.
some pieces.
They do.
They do.
Bucharest,
It's
bro.
they
It's like-
hire
it's like-
all bad chicks
it's a
that don't
requirement
want to
to work
strip.
there.
Yeah.
It's a requirement to
You're
work
like
there.
all I'm
mad
hiring
at
is
them for that,
fine
though?
chick. What's that?
You mad at them for that though?
I'm not mad at them for that,
Okay.
but it's grilled chicken versus being
But they not
shawarma.
cooker. No, I mean, okay, I see what you're saying.
It's
So
a
you
grill-
want the thing?
It's a
that's-
grilled chicken wrap with the sauce on it versus being chicken
So you
shawarma
want it
where it's
cut off
sliced
the
off.
thing.
Right, exactly.
Okay, I see that.
But
I
the
get it.
shawarmas are ridiculously big.
I know because it's grilled, it's whole chicken breast that you're getting in there versus it being selected and sliced.
So
off
do you think
of-
it's a difference in taste? I don't
Yes.
know. Okay.
Yes, I find it to be a difference in taste. One has a more like charred, like grilled chicken pita taste to it versus or barbecue chicken taste to it. It's like it's not the authentic version of it to me.
Wait till we go to Texas Day Brazil. You ever been there?
No, I haven't.
Ooh, wait till we go. Ooh,
I haven't been to Texas Day
doggy.
Brazil. So
You ever been? Oh.
So I mean, getting these folks to actually go to some of these places and see, some of these places is a big time thing that they wanted to do, and it was funny because like so many folks are excited about coming here to the city and seeing the stuff. To us, it's kind of like, hey, it's.
I think that's
it's-
anywhere. Like if you go to New York, or you go anywhere, people who live there, this is what I see every day.
True. I mean,
what I'm saying?
I understand that, but when it comes to you got to really look at it like Detroit. Just say pre-Super Bowl Detroit, which was what, 8 years ago?
No.
Or was it 10 years ago?
Super
I think that
Bowl
might have
was
been
here.
2008.
No, was that? No, Super Bowl was here.
That's about right.
You sure?
Yeah.
Because that's who played that year.
Pittsburgh.
It was Pittsburgh and Seattle, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
I was still downtown working.
That was like
I was wearing that.
05.
Somewhere.
That's like 2005.
Okay, yeah, let's take it back. That was around 2005. That was 2005, 2006, around in that season. So pre that, which is 13 years ago. Okay. Then pre the taxes being lifted and everything for people to start shooting movies, because that was the trickle down, and that's what I had to explain. Detroit, pre Super Bowl was the turn up was actually real, and the raw was heavy, and yeah, at the same time the job market wasn't great, so it was shoot 'em up, bang.
Is it great now?
I will say the inner city has probably tapered slightly. Not a big one, not a big time dip. Slight, because it's still been a lot of like extracurricular dumb shit that's been jumping off as of late.
To me, Detroit as a city has not changed. Downtown has changed.
Right.
But you know, there's a red line around downtown. Now, everything inside of that circle has changed. But you step outside of that circle, everything is exactly
the same.
So Pittsburgh won Super Bowls in 2009, 2006.
So it was 2006 then.
Who they beat in 2009?
Arizona.
Oh, that's right. Okay. Yep.
So
Because we watched that at my house.
So what you started to see was, okay, well let's just say it like this: the acceptability of the city and the attention coming to the city, and the amount of people coming here to take part in and try to revitalize, if you want to call it that, or put their hands in, if you want to call it whatever you want to call this big change that has happened midtown and below.
Well, that's what my thing is, like, it's not the city. It's just a certain area inside of the city
that has changed.
Yeah. Detroit as a whole has not changed.
Mean, you got like Belle Isle. Belle Isle area is all like different. We were out on Belle Isle. It's completely different.
Right. It's clean. That's it.
Why couldn't we keep it clean though?
They didn't have police. They had a state
because it wasn't because nobody was running it.
Yeah, it wasn't. It was just a park.
It was just an open park.
So they would send the cops to kick us off.
But there was nobody being paid to clean it and maintain it.
But the state boys are there to actually patrol it. They actually sit on the island.
Yeah.
So like you think of Kensington, they actually have people that work at Kensington Park.
Yeah, Kensington always had cops.
They keep it clean.
They've always had cops.
But nobody worked at Belle Isle. It was just Belle Isle.
They had a cop station, but nobody resided there. Nobody was there.
Yeah.
It was just empty. Now the state police are physically there all day, all night.
Yeah, right, exactly.
And at 10 o'clock, it's time to go.
What the fuck?
Yeah, he just did a flyby.
So, in seeing the city, and it was a lot of things like what can be done to make it available. Because my thing was seeing that there has been a lot of stuff that has came to that lower end of the city, downtown area, but it's not primarily, us that's doing it. So how do you mobilize people to be able to do that? How to get some of these, black-owned businesses and everything down there that's not a hair salon, nail salon. That's kind of
Detroit Vegan Soul down there.
Yeah. But see, it is. But here's the thing.
There's a couple of the spots down there too.
To me, why I would ask the question of, again, I always have an issue of black people trying to go where they're not wanted. So, because I know people who have tried to open up businesses downtown and they were blocked.
Right.
And they were not allowed. They had the money, they had the credit, the capital, whatever.
Exactly.
And they were not allowed. So my thing is building your own community then. Build up your community, make it popping, and then make them come to you. That's how I feel. It's obvious that what's going on downtown, they don't want us involved.
Correct.
So take your money and go somewhere else. Go and build up your hood. You know what I'm saying? Open the businesses up in your neighborhood. Like that's what's happening on Livernois between 7 Mile and Outer Drive. You know, all of these black-owned businesses are opening, you know, and it's thriving and they making money. So do that and build up your neighborhood.
Now that area has been consistent when it's come down to like change and being up an area. If you even just riding through there, it's like his own little city or like his own little downtown area.
Exactly. And so we could do that everywhere. It could be on,
7 Mile.
On 7 Mile.
It could be on.
Yeah, because stop taking your. Like I remember I posted something. I can't remember how long ago it was, but it was saying, don't spend your money in places that wouldn't hire you.
True.
You know what I'm saying? Take your money and invest it in your own community, and you can make your community popping, so you won't have to go and mess with them at all, because they don't want you down there anyway. So. You know what I'm saying? You can build your own restaurants in the hood or your own whatever is down, clothing, you know what I'm saying? Whatever it is and make it nice and make it popping.
But then it turns into, and it's sad that this becomes a mind state of how do you keep motherfuckers out of it from trying to break into your shit?
So
What you mean?
The crime.
You do
basically
this.
talking about crime.
You basically, you're talking about the crime. You're in this area. You started up something new.
I mean, crime happens everywhere though.
That's true.
There's no way around that. That's just when you have something, when you create something.
But I think the way to do that is with community. So in community, it's like if the community is tight and they all communicate together with each other. It's like if everybody on your block is cool, and y'all communicate, y'all talk, y'all know each other,
right?
And somebody's house gets broken into, 9 times out of 10, somebody's gonna know who did it.
Exactly.
And so then we can expose that person. This who did it, whoop de whoop, handle that, boom, 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 and then it can be like, okay, we don't mess with that block,
right?
And I feel like that can be done now.
Yeah, and I think it's like if you keep stuff clean, like even if it's your house, your crib, or anything. Like if y'all came in here and everything was just fucked up, and you brought stuff in with you, you would be more reluctant just to leave the shit there where you left, because everything else is fucked up. Why not? But if you come in and somebody's area is clean and it's dope and it's cool, where you throw this out at? Where's the garbage? You see what I'm saying? You will keep that area and everything clean.
But there's still crime in places that are clean.
But I think it won't be as bad.
As not as frequent
I feel
as
like it
bad.
wouldn't be as bad. Like Livernois, there's not to my knowledge.
That whole area.
I think Cuzzo's got robbed once, and they've been open for at least 5 years.
Where is it at, though?
On Livernois.
Okay.
Livernois in Outer Drive.
Okay.
So, it's in Detroit. It's in the hood. You know what I'm saying? But it's a nice part of the hood. So you can make the hood nice. You know what I'm saying? I think hood has a negative connotation to it. But to me, hood is just short for neighborhood. So you can make it nice. There are areas in Detroit that are in the actual city that are nice and that aren't dangerous. You know what I'm saying? And so you can build up your area to make it nice, make it presentable, and to where it won't be dangerous. You know what I'm saying? Like It can be done. Now, would it be crime? Yes, there's crime everywhere, like Skid said. But there's a difference between it can be crime anywhere and this area is dangerous.
Right.
I wouldn't be in this area. You know what I'm saying? So you can build up your neighborhood to where it's not dangerous. Because with money...
But just saying something ain't dangerous don't mean nothing bad can happen to you.
That's why I said there's a difference. Something bad can happen to you anywhere.
True.
But there are places in Detroit that I will not go.
Yeah. I mean,
So
it's like some places I'm not gonna get gas at.
Right. So my
I'm
point
gonna
is
slow drive this car to the next gas station.
So my point is you can build up an area to where you won't have to be you won't be like, oh, I'm not going over there. Because with money comes taxes.
Well,
with tax money, with tax dollars comes power. And you can use your tax dollars to make sure that your area is
make
safe.
sure it's clean. so that it gets away that element.
Well, yeah, I'm saying keep your area up so this way people won't come around and fuck with your area. It's like it sees it's like, oh, this is nice. Why mess this up? You see what I'm saying? Let's just enjoy the niceness that we in versus being in like, fuck that, we about to run up in there and do some shit. You see? And that I believe will happen. And like you said, with community. It takes a community and everything to keep that together. It takes that to make sure that it's not just being policed, but this whole community is flourishing. This whole community is looking nice. This whole community is doing what it's supposed to be doing, so why go into it and actually make it a problem? And when you look outside of, like, you get folks that come in with the video cameras and get the videotape and they showing Detroit and all the rest of the shit. The number one thing they do is go, like, abandoned buildings, abandoned houses, burnt up properties, shit, crackheads, you know what I'm saying? That's the first thing that they want to go and actually videotape. Versus videotaping the nice sides of the actual neighborhoods that you're seeing, just like what you're talking about on Livernois or what you're talking about in other, areas. It's a lot of places that flourishing is coming up. What do you mean it's old?
I think showing that side of Detroit is old. I don't think nobody do that now.
They still do it.
But not as they used to. I mean,
they still do it.
They still do it. It's people. I know people that live in Ann Arbor that come down specifically
scared.
No, they come down specifically to go into old abandoned buildings.
But see, that's a
scavenger hunt.
But see, that's a difference. That's a difference from this is what I'm used to versus let me go to something that's completely out of my norm. You know what I'm saying? It's a difference from that versus I'm gonna go find a raggedy shit just to start. You know what I'm saying? Looking at it. That, you know what I'm saying? There's a big difference with that. You got people from Ann Arbor who just want to go down there because, hey, it's like living life on the dangerous side. You know what I'm saying? They don't have it up there. You know what I'm saying? So to them, going to them houses is like, oh, I'm living on a completely opposite side of the world now.
Well, it's trying to fit into the character that.
But now they won't do that shit at midnight.
And
be walking through the houses. You know what I'm saying?
Hell no.
So that's what I'm saying. So it's a like a journey. It's like a thing for them to actually do. They're not gonna pop up 2-3 o'clock in the morning. Let's go walk through this hood and check these houses.
No, they pop up at 2-3 in the morning. They trying to get high.
Yeah,
right.
Exactly.
But they're not gonna check out no houses too. You know what I'm saying?
They go check out houses for that work.
What you say?
They ain't scavenger hunting.
You seen snow on the bluff?
Yeah.
Like, what y'all want? You said you want some of this. Motherfucker, give me your shit. That's the way that shit
They trying
rolls.
to get the bag.
That's the way that shit goes.
But yeah, I think I think it's up to the people. You know, that's the flip side to gentrification to me, is that we allowed this to happen. And, so it's like it's the people that actually do have half a brain and didn't take their money and their resources to actually build up the city that they live in. So we can't be upset if someone else comes in, buys everything up for cheap, and then builds it up and makes it nice, when we could have did that ourselves.
And that's been my biggest argument. Like, they took the city. No, we gave
it to them.
The city.
We definitely
because
gave it
you
to them.
squandered the opportunity when you had a chance. Now you trying to scramble to put together and do some of the shit you should have been doing in the first place.
These people are coming in and buying land for literally dirt cheap.
Yes.
And flipping it and making it valuable. We could have did that. You know what I'm saying?
So and that's some of the I'm not going to say arguments, but that's some of the things that I was actually bringing up, and the question is, what does it take to really mobilize and get people to do certain things? And it breaks down to, one, the education and knowing exactly what you can and can't do, or what you should try, and then two, it comes down to letting it be known that there are, like you said, people that don't want you in a specific area. So if they can't beat you on the money, then they beat you on the process or the stipulations. They can't beat you on the stipulations. They come up with some other way.
Well, they just change the rules.
They keep changing the rules.
Once you start to succeed at the game, they change the rules.
Right.
It's like Monopoly. Once you start winning Monopoly, and I just wipe the board clean and say, okay, we got to start over.
Right.
That's basically what they do every time.
Yeah.
Because they're the bank. So they can do whatever they want.
They want.
And if it comes down to it, if they're the bank, they'll just start taking money out the bank and giving it to themselves. It's Monopoly.
Yeah. So that's some of the actual ideas. We got some other stuff we want to go ahead and transition into. Today we got. I know you were speaking about this.
Yeah, it was a post Skiz had put up on Facebook, and he said, "Which would you prefer?" I think it was one. So it was 3 doors. Behind the first door was find your soulmate. Behind the second door was win $100 million. And then behind the third door was own a time machine. Was that it?
Yes.
Or, get a time.
Get a time machine.
Yeah.
And so I picked the money. Skiz picked the money. And like a lot of other people picked the time machine. But what stood out to me was that nobody picked find your soulmate. I just found that interesting.
Not a one.
Not a one. Not even the women. I wasn't shocked that no man chose soulmate, but I was shocked that there were women on this post who did not choose soulmate.
Right.
Nobody chose soulmate. And so I put, I'm shocked that nobody chose soulmate. Love is dead.
That's
when it comes down, dude, it can be used as a poll, however scientific you want to say it is. But in a poll, how many people would you say responded to that? Would you say off the top of your head?
Maybe 10.
10 people?
Yeah.
I think I said like 10 to 15 people responded.
Okay.
And out of 10 to 15, so we did a poll of 15 people
and gave them
the option to choose money, time machine, or find your soulmate. And nobody said we want to find our soulmate.
Not a one.
And not so to me, that's like, I really, yeah, I'm gonna get killed for this, but I really think that when it comes down to the come down, like, have you ever wanted somebody? And again, let me say, you can't answer this. He's gonna answer anyway because he hard headed. But have you ever wanted? I don't really think you can answer this either at this juncture. But because you basically married too. But have you ever wanted something so bad and then you got it and it was like, okay, now I want a Cadillac.
but that's what anything though.
That's what a lot of things.
Yeah, that's what anything.
It's not supposed to be necessarily with people.
But I think that once that allure wears off,
right.
Okay, that's just like
it's kind of like
it's just kind of like if you get a.
I'd rather have the money.
You get you a new car. You like I want that. You rip and run the whole city. Yeah. Like you could just go. You be sitting up like, yo, I'm about to run to the store. You go to the store. You take the long route to the store. After about a week, you done drove everywhere. You done tried all this.
Put all the miles on that motherfucker. And now you like,
it's there.
Yeah, you get a car and you wash it every day. And then after a month, you wash it every week. Then after that, it's like 2 weeks.
It's gonna rain a day.
So then how do you keep that excitement long term then? Because really, I feel like nobody chose soulmate because they feel, I think people are coming to the conclusion that feeling, that rush, whatever it is that you want to call it, that comes with your soulmate, they feel like that is not as sustainable as the other option.
$100 million or the fantasy of going back in time.
I'm gonna tell you what I chose too. Two, I look at life like anything else. Like you do a journey for anything. You know what I'm saying? Like you go to work, your whole purpose to work is to make money. You know what I'm saying? Anything that you choose to do in life, you have an expected goal to get, right? So when we all born and you start coming to this thing of how you're going to start planning your life, your whole goal is to make sure you're comfortable.
But
right?
Okay.
Like nobody wants to struggle in life. You know what I'm saying? No, nobody. So with $100 million, you can do whatever you want. You can be comfortable. It's up to you at that point to make sure you're happy. And that go back to the Will Smith thing. Like when you with somebody, I can't make you happy. You have to choose to make yourself happy. It's the same thing. Once you get $100 million, like you said earlier, it's people with money that are still miserable. You still have to choose to make yourself happy.
Correct.
But once you do that, if you have money, you can make yourself happy. Let's say you want to go traveling. I want to go to Dubai. You know what I'm saying?
And if I find my soulmate and I'm broke, I still can't travel.
Exactly.
So I'm just sitting here looking at your ass.
But if you
which makes having a soulmate like
Pointless.
So you get $100 million.
It's funny to me too.
Like, I got a soulmate, but I can't do shit with
Right.
her.
I got a soulmate, but can you whoop my ass?
Right, exactly. I got this car. I can't put rims on it. I can't put the sounds in it like I want. I cannot customize this vehicle.
So you get $100 million. You can do whatever you want to. Now, like I told Pat, because Pat was like, you get $100 million, you're going to attract your own attention. My
Not
defense
necessarily.
was, if I walk through this door and get $100 million, nobody knows I got $100 million.
Nobody's
Right,
in there.
exactly.
So I still can live like me, and then I can track who I want to. Now, if I find that person, then hey, that's a plus, because hey, now we can do whatever we want to do. Now that time machine shit, like he said, you may fuck around and be back in slavery. times
I'm good on the time
and
machine.
can't get back to the time machine.
And then they be like, yeah, man, you know there was a factory default. This bitch broke.
So now you say hell, like
You-
I
Like,
fucked up.
once you go back,
In your pimp suit on the plantation.
like, who is that nigga on that nag?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm good on the time machine.
And then
If
with
you-
the time machine,
so-
everybody wants to say you can go back and get the numbers. You still got to do research. I just got to open up a door, turn a knob. I'm rich.
And see, that's the thing. What if it comes down? I hate to keep using the TDG word, but I'm gonna use it. It comes down to perception. So whatever position you in is going to determine the answer that you got. Now, pose the same question to a bunch of rich white folks. They're gonna say, "I'll take the soulmate."
That's not true.
I disagree.
It's not true.
Because here's the thing. I feel like
Rich white folks
we've
gonna
all
want
been
more money.
Yeah, well, true that.
I feel like we've all been in love. And
Yeah.
so we know what it's like to be in love. And so we have that knowledge. And then we say, okay, I know what it's like to be in love.
And then a lot of people have been
And then you're like
shitted on by
$100
love.
million or this feeling that I know I've felt already. And you like, the money would feel better.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Love is dead.
And a lot of people have found somebody that they felt was their soulmate, and it turned out to find out that the motherfucker wasn't.
And that's another
Here's a prime
thing.
example. Here's a prime example. So you find a soulmate, and y'all
Is
kick
there
it,
such thing as a soulmate?
and then it just falls apart. Now you back. You know, you do LeBron James shit. You going back to your regular life.
Going back, yeah, and that's
So
so
now-
that means it was that person your soulmate.
Now you got $100 million, and you find your soulmate. Y'all 15, 20 years in, and it's like, this ain't working out. Cool, I still got millions.
Okay.
So now that leads me to my next question.
You wake up the next morning and
Do you
still feel
marry
like
if you got $100 million and you meet your soulmate? Do you marry her?
Yeah.
how
Do
long?
you make her sign a prenup?
Yes. Yes.
You don't answer.
Yes.
Yes.
And I've
okay.
talked to her about this, and she understands that because her whole rationalization is things happen.
She says she understands that because you ain't got $100 million. So of course she can say that. Of course I would.
No, but she said it the same way too. If it was
Yes,
her,
yes, Skizzer.
If it-
I would.
if it was her, she would want somebody to sign it because she wouldn't want to have put all her stock into something, and then somebody come along and be like, you know what, I'm out. And
She's
then
definitely gonna protect her money,
exactly. You have,
but
to
she ain't gonna
affect
protect
yourself.
your money.
Well, I'm protecting myself. I mean, you got to protect yourself.
I mean, straight up and down. I mean, probably. I'm pretty sure that I would go ahead and go through the route of prenup.
What would
Because-
what would be in the prenup? Would it be like, if we divorce, you don't get nothing?
No, it would. I could have sworn that the whole gist of the prenup would be like, we take what we brought into this. So if I came in with $100 million
No.
and you came in with 10,
That's
then
no. I'm gonna tell you. So
that's what I'm saying. My understanding of
No,
that's
you
why
can
I-
set the parameters of your
Yeah.
own prenup.
Oh, okay, all right, cool.
Yeah,
I
it's
didn't-
from person to
So-
person. What y'all agree
a
upon.
story that she told me was that somebody that she knew, they had lady had bought a place or whatever, and got married with this guy, had a house, you know what I'm saying, before he got with dude, they end up splitting. Did the flies like right on the mic?
Don't. You're not a ninja.
That's what I want to see.
Don't do it. You are not a ninja.
Did he catch it?
This nigga swear he on Kill Bill and shit.
Did you caught it?
I caught him.
I need you to sterilize that hand.
And the mic.
Yeah.
That nigga done pissed all on that microphone.
Yeah, he
did. Fly piss and shit.
Yeah, don't open the door for us. We got the door.
He about to go set him free. Oh! America, it was almost an earthquake. This nigga was almost at his wedding in a wheelchair.
Yo, he did the Bill Cosby like.
He's like, oh. He about to set the fly free.
You didn't touch it.
What did you do with it?
He walked outside with it and said, hey, don't come.
We know that. Would you set him free? So why didn't you just flush him down the toilet?
When you open
You
your
thought
hand
your
and you
big fat Thanos hand.
Nigga, you snapped your hand when you caught him.
But yeah, so basically money is more important than love. What's the next topic?
Oh, okay. So look, so basically, okay. So this is what I'm gonna say. So, they got the house right.
Yeah.
He did some arrangements on the house. So when they went to court, they split the house in half. See, my thing is, if I go into something without you, because then that could be like, she get like a Maybach. You know what I'm saying? How you pronounce it? And then I come along and meet her, and I be like, yo, we got to split the car because I put gas in it. See what I'm saying? Things like that get petty. You see what I'm saying? So, to me, and you don't have, whatever you bring into it, I think the courts should decide, or your prenup should be what we made as an investment once we made this union. That's what you split. You know what I'm saying? If I had a mansion and we got together, that's off the books because I had that before me and you got together.
Right.
Now, if we put artwork in here, that can be split. But the mansion is mine.
Yeah. Or if you got $100 million, just don't get married.
I mean, you can.
Why? That goes back to what we talked about on the last show. Why?
You got $100 million.
You got $100 million and you want a companionship. What's wrong with that?
Why can't you can have companionship without getting married?
Yeah, with a whole bunch of different females?
No, just one.
Just one?
Yep.
And she gonna want just that? She's gonna be complacent with just that. She's not.
Okay, so you're right. But when is a woman ever satisfied with anything? I'm gonna get killed for that one. You could get married and she be like, so what's the next step? Like, damn, what?
Now what?
You want to die together? Like, what the fuck?
No, I mean, okay, so to us,
what I'm trying to say is this. If you're just doing it for her, it's never gonna end. That's my point. Like, cause you said, is she gonna be okay with that? Just it being that. And my thing is, she's never going to be just okay with anything. It's always going to be the next thing. You know what I'm saying? It's like if you hit a 3-pointer, she's going to be like, well, can you hit it from half court?
But I mean, that's
you know what I'm saying?
The sad part.
And then next thing you know, you shoot from the parking lot. Like it's just going to keep going.
Well, the sad part is, like, men in some way, shape, or form want to just sit back and do nothing. All right, but life, like, if I could sit here and play video games my entire life and get paid for that shit, then 9 times out of 10 I probably would.
All day.
Right, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
That's just how dudes are. But life throws you the challenge of, like, you got to do better, got to be better, got to get this, that, and the other.
Better at what?
At just in general, or experiencing more.
That makes no sense. You sound like a woman.
No, it doesn't sound like a woman. That sounds like
I'm lost on
because you say get better. And I'm saying get better
even
at
when you
what?
playing the game. Like even when you playing that particular game, you're leveling up. You're getting new gear. You're adding on new shit. You're making your character to be all he can be to be competitive in a world that is competitive. So if you're doing that on this game, why don't you do that in life?
I am by playing the game. I'm like, I'm
confused.
What are we doing right now?
Okay.
I'm confused. Like I play games to be better than the other people playing.
Okay, you're upgrading your character.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like to go and dominate and talk shit to other players.
Okay, can you do that physically?
Like how? What are you talking about?
Like if you was my man's in the motherfucking Tim Hortons and shit, and my man's ran up on you like, motherfucker, get up out of here, and he threw you the 2 pieces in the biscuit, why wasn't your character
Make that relevant to what we're talking about?
That makes no sense.
No, what I'm saying
Because
is
when you say get better at life,
like when I play
what I'm
games,
saying is
I play games to kill people. I play shooters.
What I'm saying
So I'm
is
not
there
gonna
are
take a gun
challenges.
out and shoot some motherfucking Tim Hortons.
What I'm saying is there are physical, mental, and
Games.
all different types of challenges and everything that come to people, and it's either up to you to be able to take that challenge and upgrade yourself physically and mentally, or not.
For what?
For what?
For your own personal gain.
So
for
check
your
this
own
out. Let me ask you a
personal
question.
momentum.
If I have a career and I'm financially stable, I own my own home, 401k, all of the fixings, and I'm good to go, and I just want to chill and I don't want to do shit. At what more do if I feel like I'm good, who is it for another person to come in my life and tell me
but see,
I gotta level up? Level up to what?
No. That's your own personal preference. That's your own personal preference if that's what you want to do.
Right.
But there are a lot of folks that don't want to just do that. They want to say, well, okay, well, what's next? How do I build up? How do I do this, that, and the other? Okay, I'm sitting at home. Okay, can I be running a business? Some people, I'm sitting at home. Can I be doing this?
What if I don't want to do that?
Then that's up to you.
But my point is, when you're in a relationship, that you have this other person coming into your life telling you need to level up. No,
nobody's going to tell you what you need to do.
That's what a relationship is. You get in a relationship and the other nigga telling you what you need to be doing. Am I lying? That's all a relationship is.
I don't think anybody can tell you what you need to do.
They shouldn't. They shouldn't.
Now,
but that's what they do.
When it comes to interacting, with other people, when it comes to being like direct with other folks, then they have their method. You have yours.
I agree.
How do they work together?
It doesn't work. That's my point. I agree with that first part of what you're saying, but let's be real here. When you are in a relationship, 9 times out of 10, what happens is you're good. You like, I got this whoopty wop. I'm good to go. I'm comfortable. I'm liking my life right now. Everything is great. And then you bring this person into your life, and then they like, I want some more. And you like, I don't. I'm good. Usually what happens after that is
the relationship doesn't go on.
No, that's not what happens. You know that. What happens is the other person says, well, if we don't do more or get more, I'm going to leave. So then you have to make a decision. Do you say bye and just let them go? Or do you acquiesce to their demands? 9 times out of 10, you acquiesce. It's everybody. You say, okay, I'll do more, whatever more is, whether if it's traveling more, going out more, exercising more, whatever. But it's not what you want. But you're doing this to keep this person in your life. And then you do that. My problem is when you do that, you're sending a message to that person. So it will never be enough, because once you do that, then they can be like, okay, I want some more.
Well, his thing is he basically saying like when you give a person an inch,
they're going to take a mile every time.
Right, yeah. I feel it, but that's pretty much what I'm saying is that's pretty much everything in life. That's a person's job. That's a person's health. That's a person's. I mean, if
but
you,
there's a difference.
If you
but
like,
it's a difference between. It's a
There's a difference
difference
like a job.
when it's a job because they're paying you.
That's a requirement.
They're paying you. Though.
okay, so this relationship isn't paying you also.
No. How? How is the relationship paying me if I was good before I met you? What are you giving me to make me do something that I don't really want to do? Because I'm okay.
See, and that's why I keep saying it comes down to by the person or per the person.
I'm agreeing with you on that part. But what I'm trying to get you to understand is that on Earth, 9 times out of 10, what happens is whether it be the man or the woman, somebody ends up bending over backwards to keep the other person from leaving.
Now,
because what happens is the person puts demands and they say, basically, if you don't do what I want, I'm going to leave you. You know what I'm saying? And so that's why I said, I always tell when I'm dating, I don't negotiate with terrorists. You can leave. You know what I'm saying? Every time you can leave. But a lot of times people, for whatever reason, they say, okay, and then they bend over backwards. And the problem is that will never be enough. And see what happens, people now are so good with language to where if I want to get you to do something that you don't want to do, I'll say, I want you to level up and be better. No, you don't. You just really want them to do what you want them to do.
Right.
It's not about being better. Another person doesn't get to decide what makes me better.
Well, okay, so I feel this.
Tell your sons this, people.
I feel this.
They'll benefit.
Everybody is their own asshole. It's about everybody is an asshole.
That's a fact.
It's just which asshole are you willing to
Some
deal
are
with?
better at it than others.
Yeah, exactly. So
Skiz is the champion.
So when you have if you include another person into your lifestyle, all right, they have to adapt to you just as well as you have to adapt to them. And the difference is we as men relate the adaptation differently. We relate exactly how you need to adapt to me different than what she will related to you. So you might just go and pick up and just sit down right in front of this couch and play the game, even though she is a person that's outgoing and doing all the rest of this stuff and say, hey, why don't we want to come out? And you be like, no. Okay. So now she's got to adapt to the fact that you are going to sit down and take a stance at the fact that you want to just sit right here and ain't shit going to make you budge. Just the same way as you have to adapt to her saying, I want you to get up and move or I'm going to leave. It's kind of like that's the push and pull of it. We just relate to things different. We display our emotions. We display exactly what we feel differently than what they do. We'll just do it. They'll talk about it.
So my thing is, if I played Division a lot before I met you, I played Division a lot.
Right.
And this was never an issue. You can't make it an issue halfway down the line and say, why you always playing Division?
Right, true. Now, I'm just using that as an example.
No, I understand. So am I. But I'm using that. That can be used as an example for anything. That's just like, you know what I'm saying? Oh, you always see those memes on social media talking about fellas, you letting your girl go out like this and the girl will have something crazy on, right?
Right.
My response to that has always been, if she dressed crazy before she met you,
then what's the problem?
You can't expect her to just stop now that she's with you.
You accepted her for that crazy shit.
Exactly. So with that being said, if you accepted me sitting on the couch chilling, not really going out that much, you know what I'm saying, during this whole courting process, how could you expect me to change after the fact? You know what I'm saying? Right. You can't just pop up one day and say, I don't like the fact that you don't never go out. I didn't never go out when I was trying to holler at you, and it wasn't a problem then. So, but what happens is, then that's when the language comes into play.
Okay.
And then they'll say, well, why don't you be better? Why don't you do something else with your life?
And see, I guess
That
like,
wasn't
right
an
now,
issue before.
I guess like right now I'm in the middle because like I see what you're saying. But like in my situation, I've always been a video gamer. You know what I'm saying? If there's nothing else to do, if I can find enjoyment in the game, I actually think I play more now than I did before. Because if we ain't got nothing to do, it's nothing on TV to watch. Hey, I'm about to fire the game up.
Right, exactly.
And then I'm into it.
And
you know
I'm the same way. Even with doing this here and being, entrepreneur and trying to build and create different type of things. So it's like
You had to let them know you was an entrepreneur. You just had to. I don't think that was a necessary part of the conversation, but go ahead. I mean, when I'm taking my time to be a Playboy businessman, Tony Stark
shit. So even in doing that, even in experimentation and doing that, there still comes down to I think it really
home business.
I think it really comes down to the amount of time that you're throwing back into this actual relation and balancing that properly.
Yeah, where did that come from?
What's that?
The entrepreneur. So you just brought that out of nowhere.
No, I'm saying that's just being like
just telling that like it is.
More and more things.
He owns his own business.
I can either sit down and I can either do some stuff with the game,
or he
I
can
work
make
on
a song,
my company, or I can make some other shit. I can do whatever.
He has a bearskin rug. Oreo.
No, I'm just saying, in doing some of these different things.
Go ahead, man. Talk your shit.
Whatever it is, it's still about balancing the time and everything in between.
But I guess my overall point is just that you can't allow people to trick you into doing what they want you to do by them using language.
True.
You know what I'm saying? So they'll use language like you need to be doing better. And it's like, fuck you mean I need to be doing better? I got health insurance. I'm good. Relax.
Right, exactly. I mean, but that
I can go to the doctor. I'm all right.
That that comes down to your perspective. That comes down to your feeling and how you actually are and what's ingrained in you. And some might find that part of you attractive. Some might not. And you just gotta roll with it.
You have to find somebody. You have to find somebody that's cool. You. But but the thing is, Kano, people switch. So they switch their position. So they'll act like they cool with you playing video games all day and then flip mode you.
Right, exactly. You still got to hit them with the reality. Like, look, this is what I've been doing.
That's right. I don't negotiate with terrorists.
So, like, I see what he's saying. Right. But my thing is, no matter what, we got to meet somewhere in the middle. And once we meet in the middle, there are some things that, okay, like she likes a couple shows that if we happen to be at home and watching it, I don't ever watch them. But it's like, okay, these few times we have a chance to watch it, I'll watch it with you. You know what I'm saying?
Why?
I mean, for the fact of
you got a phone. Watch something else on your phone.
No, here's the thing. Like she likes watching Dateline. We very rarely
like the who murdered who and shit.
Yeah, like
my pops watched that shit all day long.
Yeah. So she like watching them joints. See, I was never a fan of it, but if we happen to catch one live, because she like basically watches all the shows I watch with me when I watch them.
Okay.
Then it's like I feel like, okay, cool, I give you this. And I don't be sitting there on some other shit like, No,
but we got phones now. So I would be watching some on my phone. Go ahead, baby, watch Dateline.
But see, like the thing is, like to me, I look at it like this. Because I hate when I'm watching a show and somebody asks me 1,000 questions.
Well, see,
that shit irks me. So it's like she'll sit there and watch. Like I watch Arrow, Flash, and all them. Right? I could be dead middle of season and watch Arrow, and she'll just sit there and watch it with me like, yo, this shit was good.
See,
and not ask no questions. So, in my return is, if you're gonna pay attention to this shit, cool. I'm gonna sit here. It's an hour. It ain't like we, you know what I'm saying, walking to Jerusalem. You know what I'm saying? It's just
I don't know what that is either.
It's just
Nothing. What do you mean Jerusalem? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I mean, it's not like a big task. It's just an hour. You know what I'm saying? You sit and you chill.
Because walking to Jerusalem would take a long time. So
that's why we drive police cars.
So,
okay. All right.
You know what I'm saying? So shit like that. I mean, it's always a compromise on both sides. But if it's just something I don't want to do,
Now,
I'm not gonna be like, yeah, cool, just because it makes you happy. I don't like doing that.
Let me say this
all.
to folks. Let me say this to folks. I think what tends to happen is the allure behind having a relationship, marriage, or anything is that we have to do every last little thing together, and you don't. I don't have to sit here and watch TV with you. That's why there's multiple TVs in the house. I don't have to sit here and play my game in the same room that you are in, because that's why there's multiple rooms in the house. So allow me, even though we live together, I don't have to sit up under you all the time. You don't have to sit up under me all the time. So let's take some time apart to go ahead and miss each other. Let's do some and experience some certain things.
And see, that's where I think
separate.
That's where I think
but
a lot
it doesn't
of
have to
people
be
fall
all
apart
of it.
A lot of people fall apart is they do every
single thing together. And the minute the person does something outside of them and it's looking like, what is that? Oh, this some bullshit. That's not the case.
Yeah.
Like, if you are a person that really enjoys like the theater or whatever it is, or don't fall for somebody that doesn't like it whatsoever. You see what I'm saying?
That's the key right there.
If you are very in, like, there's certain TV shows you're not gonna watch. She might watch Love and Hip Hop. I can't stand this shit. You do you, enjoy your shit. Let me go and do me. Yeah. Mom, she come in town. The TV goes instantly to Hallmark or Lifetime. I don't want to watch that shit, so I'm gonna go somewhere else. But still, in the midst of that, we got together and we did something together. Either we sat down and ate, we talked about the experiences we had outside of each other. Then cool. That's what people need to start realizing. That's what the relationship actually is. It's not this grandiose shit that you see on TV. It's not this stuff where we have to spend every waking moment and do a lot of things. You do need to get out and experience shit with the person you with. You do need to get out and actually do it, because that's what a thriving relationship does. Just two people sitting in the room looking at each other is just stupid as fuck.
In the past, I've
not really, not if that's what they want. I think if you're a homebody, then you need to find somebody that's a homebody
also.
Yeah.
But a lot of times, what happens is you have one person that want to be on the scene that ends up with a homebody, and
it's
then
not gonna work.
And so then they criticize the homebody and say, well, you always in the house sitting on your ass not doing shit. True. I've been doing that my whole life.
True. But you got to realize what you're dealing with.
That goes back to the guy who finds the stripper, who now wants her.
You want her to stop stripping?
Yeah, like I don't want you. I don't want you to go.
That's
to the
her
club.
job. Why would you stop her from stripping?
But you met her at the strip club.
You met her at the strip club. You met her while she was working.
But see, he gonna think, well, that's how I met you. You might meet somebody else. That's where
you're motherfucking right.
Yeah,
exactly.
You know that's where insecurity just start coming in.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, if you don't want to be insecure, don't fuck with strippers. That's
if you don't if you insecure, don't be in a relationship.
No,
how about that?
Yeah, exactly.
Because you in trouble. You hustling backwards
like
anyway.
Relationships are not built for everybody. It's built for some, but not everybody.
They are. I feel like relationships are a test, and it's really a test to show who you really are. You know what I'm saying? Because you're going, the person you with, they're going to test your limits, and you know what I'm saying, you're going to see who you really are.
I don't find anything wrong with somebody testing my limits. I don't find anything wrong with me myself testing my limits. Like, if I have a job or I do this, like, if I go to work out and I lift 135. Then next time I want to come back and do it. There's all kind of different.
We're not talking about the make me better test. That's not what we're talking about.
Push it to your limit.
I'm talking about you getting on my motherfucking nerves test.
Okay, now that is.
You got one more thing to say to me.
Yeah, that is different. Yeah, that is a difference.
I've dated some chicks sometimes that you be around in a couple hours and be like, damn, don't you want to go home? Yeah. Don't you got some shit to do? You know what I'm saying? Some bills.
Ain't your kid hungry?
Yeah, some. Don't you?
Because you know your baby daddy not feeding the kid right now.
You know something. When you be around chicks like that, then it's like, this ain't gonna work.
I think what you're talking about is somebody that pushes you to be better. I don't consider that a test. That's not a test. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Now, you do want someone that's going to make you, that's going to help you become a better person.
To achieve the top
of what you already are.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? Yes, you want that,
but not to push your blood
find
pressure.
Somebody to push your buttons.
Okay, that's true. That's different. That is a big time.
I've seen some guys in relationships, and the chick is constantly like, just pressing every button in the elevator. Like, dude, when's you gonna say like chill, like, and you see her constantly going at him like.
I know grown men in their 50s that sleep in the basement of their own home.
Yeah, that's a problem. I would do that if I'm sick.
Let me tell y'all something. No, I'm talking about this is year round. Like, that's his room.
Oh, that's fucked up.
Like, go to your room in the basement. Yeah, that's what you call Orenthal James Simpson. Beretta did that shit.
All right, there was a couple other things we wanted to get to, and we're gonna get to these kind of quick. The main gist of it was what we was.
That mean he ready for us to go, y'all.
James Gunn.
Your wrap it up skills are horrible.
Yeah, exactly. Wrap it up. That just move.
Yeah. He's like, yeah, because I'm ready for this shit to be over, so we gonna make this real quick.
Yeah.
It's better than the first show. He was like, oh, that's it.
That's it.
Right. Like,
well, see, it was a lot of shit fucking up. Like, I was having all kind. I was just over here getting pissed off.
John was like, they can't hear me. Yeah, we'll see you next week.
Yeah, we can't. Why keep it going? What's the point? We couldn't.
No, it ain't say you gotta keep it going, but you'll just be like, all right, and then.
Yeah, it's a wrap.
That shit was like the last episode of Sopranos. Shit just went black.
Wow.
They can't hear me. Dead.
It's through. So, James Gunn being fired over this sexual tweet.
Just end it, man. You don't want to be here anymore.
No. I'm watching what I'm
so
doing.
He's like, yeah. So the nigga got fired, man. What?
No. What I'm doing is I'm watching time, and I'm making sure that we keep conversations to a specific amount of time, and we get in everything that we wanted to talk about.
All right, so we see y'all next week.
Chappelle show.
Better not bring your kids. Ha ha. Hoo hoo hoo.
That's fucked up. James Gunn being fired is happening, and it's over some tweets and everything that he pushed out years and years ago. This was 2009, between 2009 and
2012.
Okay. Now, Skids, you raised a good question earlier. Is James Gunn then the James Gunn now?
I think that matters.
I think that matters also. And, let's just be real. Jokes is jokes. People say some foul, wild, off the rails type of shit. Yeah, I know.
Off the what?
Off the rails.
Nigga, because you was off the rails. You was like off the
rails. Off the rails type of shit.
I don't know. Should you be fired for a horribly inappropriate joke that you made 10 years ago?
That's my question. Because if James Gunn would have did Guardians like now and then put these tweets out, yes.
Yeah, if he's in the middle of filming the movie and he was like, yeah, fuck little kids, and you're like, hold on,
wait a minute, dog.
But look at the times also. 10 years ago, was people really combing through people's tweets and exposing them?
Well, no, because Twitter was just popping off back then. So, but it's just we live in this witch hunt society now.
Everybody goes.
So anybody famous, like they're going back 10 years through your tweets to try to find something to get you to be fired.
Okay, let's say for instance we blow up and this show goes wherever. It's some shit I've posted that somebody gonna be like, what is this?
I definitely said some shit.
Right, exactly.
I done said some hot shit on Facebook.
and Facebook reminds you, like, 4 years ago you said this shit. Remember this?
I be looking back at my memories like, I don't even know what I was talking about, but this shit here was, I don't even know why I posted this. Like, this shit wild.
So the lesson, ladies and gentlemen, is if you get famous, delete all your social media.
But no,
and just start over.
Just start all over.
Yes,
you can't even delete it.
Yes,
but even if you delete it, it's still out there.
No, but it's in like a mainframe somewhere. But if I delete my Twitter, you can't look up my Twitter from 5 years ago because my page is gone.
Oh, okay, I got you. Okay,
you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if you get famous, delete your social media and start over.
Right.
Yeah, I guess.
Wipe it clean.
Yeah.
Even if you flirting with the idea, you start getting some traction. Hey, this shit gotta go.
Wipe it clean because you in trouble, and your page should be private anyway. But even if it is private, wipe it clean.
Yeah, that's what it comes down to. Because so this happening, I have not read the actual tweet.
Basically, what happened is the article that I read, it said he's been strongly against Trump. So basically, somebody at Fox News
that's what it was.
dug up all his stuff. He was like, "How you gonna talk about Trump?" And he said blase split.
Yeah,
and that's what happened.
See, and that's where I think a lot of the problems and everything are happening when it's that narrative. Is that what is actually happening, or that's what somebody is saying, or
well, no,
that's just the fact.
The person that works at Fox dug up his old tweets and then put him on like, this is how he be so strongly against Trump for whatever, and look at what he tweeted.
So she just Hannibal Buress his ass.
Yeah, like Hannibal did to Cosby.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, but he didn't. But the difference is Cosby allegedly actually raped like 60 chicks. This guy just made a joke. Tasteless, horrible joke.
Yeah, but here's the thing, like we know, sometimes you say something in a joking way, to you it's funny, and to others it's like, nah.
And also, the world we live in, an accusation. Shut up. Yes, shut up. So an accusation makes you guilty.
Sound like Jurassic Park.
But an accusation makes you guilty, like LaShawn McCoy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Turns out he ain't touched the girl.
Yeah. He called the cops on her a couple years ago.
Yeah. Like, I don't want no smoke.
Yeah.
But when that picture, when they posted that picture of her came out, everybody on social media was like, "Oh, he a horrible person. He should be cut. He should be arrested." You know what I'm saying?
But
blah
you
blah
don't
blah.
Know the real information.
Yeah. So the real information comes out. I need all of those people.
Yep.
Yeah.
Keep that same energy. Where you at now?
Yeah.
But now his name done been dragged through the mud and he ain't even do shit.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I think a lot of times what happens is people just do this just to gain some form of credibility or some form of like leverage, or to get their name popping in some way, shape, or form. Like this chick that accused LaShawn McCoy, nobody really knew who she was. Nobody cared. Now everybody knows who the fuck she is.
But she had it was a home invasion, and they supposedly beat her up. And she really got jumped on.
But it just wasn't by him.
It just wasn't by him. Yeah, it was a home invasion.
And she's not the one who made it public. Her homegirl did.
Right.
So her homegirl posted a picture on Instagram and was like, "Look what LaShawn McCoy did to my friend." When it turns out he ain't touch her. It was, like you said, somebody broke in the crib and pieced her up. You know what I'm saying? But it wasn't him. So then what they tried to say was that he set it up.
Okay.
But then, like Skid said, it's a 911 call that got publicized where LaShawn McCoy called 911 like, "Please come get her out of my house."
Yeah, like we was together.
Because she's been staying in his house in Atlanta, and he's been trying to get her out of his house, and she won't leave.
She just won't dip.
Okay. So now, let me read on the James Gunn this, because this is him responding back. This is 2 days ago. Like, many people that follow my career know when I started, I viewed myself as a provocateur, making movies and telling jokes that were outrageous and taboo. As I have discussed publicly many times, as I've developed as a person, so has my work and my humor. It's not to say I'm better, but I am very, very different than I was a few years ago. Today, I try to root my work in love and connection and less in anger. My days saying something just because it's shocking and trying to get a reaction are over. In the past, I have apologized for humor of mine that hurt people. I truly felt sorry and meant every word of my apologies. For the record, when I made the shocking jokes, I wasn't living them out. I know this is a weird statement to make and seems obvious, but still here I am saying it. Anyway, that's the completely honest truth. I used to make a lot of offensive jokes. I don't anymore. I don't blame my past self for this, but I like myself more and feel like a more full human being and creator today. Love you to you all. So yeah, it's a lot of times you thinking about the time frame of when Twitter was just jumping off, and you're trying to gain followers, and you're trying to gain specific followers. You think you're a comedian. You think you try to do some shit. You're gonna say some off the wall shit that's gonna be outlandish. Like Ice JJ Fish, whether he is acting or not, he's drawing attention to himself for being outlandishly whack. It's so that's what's grabbing people's attention when you've been trying to get people attention. Of course, you're gonna kind of jump to that realm. And then too, if you're in the stance of being like comedic or anything, anybody that is a comedian, I'm automatically going to be, you know, ready for them to say some of the most outlandish shit possible, because that's what people like find funny. The outrageousness of this, like the absurdity of the fact that what this man is saying is hilarious that he would even think this.
I think a question that needs to be asked is that when you apologize for offending somebody, who decides at what point, if you say something offensive, that you should lose your job?
Correct.
Because that's a slippery slope. Now, obviously, you know, joking about being a pedophile, okay, that's like extreme. But if the whole point is you offended somebody so you get fired, you could say anything and somebody could find it offensive.
Right.
So does that mean you should be fired for it? You know what I'm saying?
Right. No.
Because here's my thing. There have been comedians who've made jokes about rape. They
Right.
still comedians. Gilbert Gottfried.
Rappers.
Gilbert Gottfried has made a stand-up about masturbation. He still does this show.
The comedian thing is hard because as a comedian, you don't really work for anybody.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So like, you can't be fired from being a comedian.
But I'm saying they still get booked.
They still get work. Right.
You know what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is, in saying that, if you want to say, is it just the kid shit, which I get, but again, like I say, it all comes down to who was he at the time when he said these things. If he was just regular James Gunn, I ain't got no big movies, nobody gave me a shot to do shit.
It's like, let's say he was making Guardians of the Galaxy 3 right now, and he went on Twitter and made jokes about fat people, and a whole bunch of fat people got offended. Does that mean he should be fired from making Guardians of the Galaxy?
No, but I think there's a certain line that you cross, and to me, that's why I would say it comes down to they said he had jokes about rape, masturbation, pedophilia. So if it comes down to that, are you really is it just the jokes about the kids that really is what set it off?
Mm-hmm.
And not saying that's okay, but as everyday humans, we feel like there is stuff we have freedom of speech. Like I say, there's things that I have posted that if somebody went back years ago and looked, they'd be like, yo, he wildin'. And without knowing me, would probably think he's sexist, he's racist, or anything like that. I post shit now and make little jokes, and people who know me don't take no offense to it. They laugh at it because they like, yo, I get it. It's just the humor of it. I'm not picking on nobody. It's just this shit funny to me. You know what I'm saying? But somebody who doesn't know me would look at me and is like, that dude's a racist. Just from what
Like they do me?
Yeah. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So if he was just regular old James Gunn, I kind of want to say it has to go into the wind. Now, if he comes out and starts making these jokes today, hey, man, I don't know. You know, we might have to put a halt to this shit.
I think I try to stick to this rule. I try to. I'm not saying I succeed, but you don't make fun of things that people can't control.
True that.
So, you know, if you're a victim of a crime, you know, that's not your fault. You can't control that. You know what I'm saying? So if you're a rape victim or a victim of sexual assault, you know what I'm saying, or you were a kid that, you know what I'm saying, was raped, you know, you can't make fun. You can't control that. That's not your fault. You know what I'm saying? That's just the world being fucked up and you were a victim to some heinous shit by a terrible person. So you can't make fun of that.
I've been thinking it's lightning outside.
But
thunder.
But Kano's half a big toe. That's his fault. So I'm gonna make fun of that. All like his feet should not look like that. But that's his fault.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? His feet being in that horrible condition.
I just got one request.
And he about to get married. That's his
Wedding
fault.
day, I need you
do
to get
something
them
to your
hands
feet.
together.
And hands and feet.
Yeah.
Hands and feet.
If you waiting for her at the altar with
ashy ass knuckles.
I will be taking pictures.
Of just the knuckle like this.
I'm like, yo, why son taking pictures of his hand?
If he start crying, I'm definitely pulling out my phone in the church.
Oh yeah,
like
I got bets on that.
Yeah, no, that's not gonna.
You're not gonna cry.
Not gonna cry?
You like you about to cry now?
You about to cry
Just
now.
thinking about it.
Yeah, you are.
She gonna be walking down the aisle.
She's your way to. I'm gonna look at moms like, moms, look at this nigga crying.
Right.
Look at this nigga
And then she gonna be crying too. Look at my baby. My baby. I hope he got his feet done.
If Pop start crying,
He's
I'm
not
talking
crying.
to
Pops ain't crying.
Pops ain't crying.
Pops ain't crying. He gonna be sitting.
He like, who paying the light bill in this mother? Like, I just think of your father as like the father on Everybody Hates Chris. Like that's what I think of when I think of your daddy.
Yeah, because he comes in there, you're like, why the fuck y'all got all this shit on?
Right.
Turn this off. It's hot in here.
Turn all this shit off.
we in the dark.
I'm paying for this shit.
Like, why y'all got all this shit on?
Dude, we was in the car and it was raining and he said, cut them goddamn wipers off. It's raining though. Fucking my wiper bill.
It's your first time driving in the rain.
Oh, my God.
Dude, every time he had the van and he would go pick up Pops from work, they would bicker and argue on the way home.
Yeah, 'cause he'll be nuts.
I've sat it back a couple times like, I'm just going to ride this out.
Oh, don't get involved.
No.
I'm not getting involved.
I'm going to ride this out.
I'm
Can't-
just going to
can't get
sit here
involved.
and listen and laugh.
Last thing we wanted to actually go to, your boy,
Charlemange.
Charlemagne was, evidently in 2001, there was a woman who accused him of rape then.
So what happened was he threw a party for his cousin. I believe it was a graduation party or like a going off to college party. He threw the party, provided the liquor, whoop-de-whoop, blase, split, and a girl was raped at the party.
Okay.
The girl was 15 years old.
Okay.
He didn't do it.
He says he did not do it. He copped a plea and took a charge of basically providing alcohol to minors.
Okay.
And from my understanding, he said that it was his cousin, allegedly, that raped the girl. But the girl took him and his cousin to court. He copped a plea. He did 3 years of probation. I think his cousin did some time for it. And the young lady wanted the case reopened. But I just read today that the DA refused to reopen the case. My thing was, he was 22 at the time. I remember when I was 22. I know what a 15-year-old girl looks like.
Yeah.
And I've heard, people, I had a conversation about this.
Because we ran up on some chicks one time when we was like 18, 19 that looked like they were older, but they weren't.
So, and I had that point brought up to me. I've always said this. There are young girls who have grown woman bodies. But if you look in the face and listen to them talk, you know that they're 15 years old.
Right.
So now
To me.
Now let's put it in perspective at the party.
Yes.
You at a party, maybe intoxicated.
Yes.
Let's say she has the body of an older woman.
Yes.
Are you really paying attention like that? In the face?
Absolutely. Because I'm black and I'm scared of jail.
Yeah. So this is her.
That's her now?
Yeah.
She looked young in that picture.
Exactly.
Yeah. And
So imagine what she looked like when she was 15.
Yeah. Now, I watched Charlemagne was on this show called it's like Unsung or something. Like you talk about your deepest, darkest shit in your past. And he talked about his history when he used to sell drugs and how his father wasn't no good in the beginning. I think Charlemagne's pretty much an open book. You know what I'm saying? He said some shit on the show that I was like, wow, I didn't know that. You know what I'm saying? I don't now if he did rape her.
I'm not saying that. Let me be clear. I'm not saying he did that. What I'm saying is, for the most part,
is that her picture when she was at 15? I think that's her. No, to the
I'm
left.
not sure.
For the most part,
I think that's her
as
picture.
men, we know a 15-year-old girl when we see one.
Correct.
And if I'm throwing a party for somebody that's 18, ain't no 15-year-olds getting in this party, because if something happened, I'm going to be held liable for it.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, unless you just looking like, you know, it's a female, just come on in. Which we know a lot of times that's how some parties end up going.
That's crazy.
I mean, it's funny to me too.
It happens though.
Yeah, I know, but
that's the sad thing.
But I think it
does.
happens. But I think it happens because your average man does have the mindset of, hey, just get as many women in here as possible, and they don't really care about the fact that some of these women could possibly be underage.
Right. It doesn't matter to them. So you bring this person in. My thing is, it's 16 years later. Why are we reopening the case?
He rich.
That I don't know.
And famous.
I don't know.
He rich and famous.
Now, what's wrong is wrong. And if people did their time or I don't know if anything happened then as far as like legally for her. You know, if the people that was actually involved was like arrested and did some time or you know, it looks like this came up a while ago and there was an actual case and everything for it. So it wasn't like she held her tongue on it then. So now, why do you come back and try to reopen this? And again, it leads me back to some people need to be in the spotlight for a moment. Some people need some attention. Like anything that tends to happen is all for attention to me. Kid shoots up a school because he ain't getting enough attention.
Yeah, but if she was actually raped, whether or not how long ago it was, you can't. I wouldn't say.
But this is something that was brought up before. This is reopening a case.
Yeah,
this is not.
She was still raped though. So it's like,
yeah, she
you
was.
don't want to bring. I don't. Or let me say, I don't believe that someone would have, if they were raped, they would bring that up again just for attention. You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
Maybe, I don't know what happened, but maybe she believes that he actually did have something to do with that. And she feels like him getting off with 3 years probation is not enough, and that's why she wants the case reopened. Now, is it smart to do that, knowing that the case has been closed? I would have to say, I don't know who's giving her legal advice. Whoever her lawyer is, you know, that would tell her.
What is with your stomach, dog?
Man.
You need to go eating them drinking them chocolate mousse and shit.
I would say whoever's giving her legal, I would have to question who's giving her legal advice. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know what somebody's telling her that he could possibly do time for this. You know what I'm saying? I'm done, man. In the show.
You sound like you got a little cat or something inside your stomach burning.
My stomach keep making noises.
That's fucked up.
Yeah.
I just want to say this much. It is wrong for this to have happened to her. It is wrong for this to, you know, be a thing that any person does. Or I think rape is a foul and unexcusable, you know, thing for, you know, somebody to actually do. When it comes down to, you know, timing and positioning, I mean, the Mac God said it is 1/10 position and 1/10 timing. That is a big time proponent when it comes down to things. Now, if this was brought up and if this was a case long time ago, okay, you didn't feel like you got your due diligence and everything then. You come back the next year and the next year and the next year, and you keep trying to hit that shit to try to get exactly what you're going for. You waiting 16 years later.
But see, that's the thing, though. You don't. No one, if she was raped and if she feels like he had something to do with it and he got off free, we don't get to give her a time limit.
We don't.
As to when she can bring this back up.
We don't. You're right.
You know what I'm saying?
We don't.
Especially if it happened when she was 15 years old. Maybe she went through that and was like, I don't want to deal with this right now.
True.
Because she's a teenager.
True.
She's a child, essentially.
True.
And so maybe it took for her to become a full-grown adult to say, okay, I'm ready to really deal with this now. Right. As opposed to when I was a kid.
Right.
Possibly. You know what I'm saying? But if that's the case, nobody gets to tell her, well, you waited too long to bring this back up. I don't believe in that. It's the same thing with Cosby. You know, people say, well, these things happened in the 70s. But if he really did rape these women, he could have raped them in the 30s. It doesn't matter. They can bring this up whenever they want to if he really did those things.
True that, yeah.
And nobody should, tell them, well, you waited too long. So what?
No. I'm not saying that.
It's like telling people, when they tell us to get over slavery. No, I won't. Thank you.
Yeah, true that. True that.
You know what I'm saying? Because nobody tells Jewish people to get over the Holocaust.
No.
Nobody tells them that. I have never in my life heard someone tell a Jewish person,
happened, get over it.
Yeah, it happened, get over it. Y'all always bringing up the Holocaust. Actually, that never says, that never happens.
The person that actually was like the one that caused the Holocaust is like looked at as a great person because of the Holocaust. Like Hitler is still looked at as like a great man.
By some people, yes.
Really?
By Nazis, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But the thing is, it's like marginalized people are always the ones that are told to get over things. You know what I'm saying? So we tell people who've been raped, yeah, it happened, get over it. We tell people who've been robbed, kidnapped, shot, yeah, it happened, get over it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we forced you to work for free for 200-300 years.
Yeah,
and it gave us a 300-year head start. You know what I'm saying? But so what? I didn't do it. My ancestors didn't do it. So get over it.
Yeah, exactly.
You feel me?
I feel you on that one.
But nobody, like I said, nobody tells Jewish people, y'all bring that shit up too much. We tired of hearing about it. Get over it.
Right.
That never happens.
No, it doesn't.
So if they don't have to get over it, no one else does.
True. Yeah, and I feel you. It's misplacing and everything to me. So
that's it, y'all.
Yeah, that's it, y'all. We about to take.
He's an entrepreneur.
Yeah,
Good
exactly.
Night.
I'm out here, like legitimately out here. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank y'all for being tuned in. This is Volcano Underground Radio. We will make sure that we catch up with you guys again next week. You will continuously see us actually airing these shows. Once again, hit the like button, hit the subscribe, and feel free to share this with your friends and your family or your folks or your people, whoever you want to actually see this. But signing off, I am Volcano, here with John and also with Skiz, saying peace, and we will see y'all next week. Thank you.